Today we're going to be returning to an old favorite of mine, playing the Yawgmoth combo deck. We're going to be taking a slightly different take on it. We're going to be playing 4 Aether Vial in the main. This deck is incredibly mana hungry, so being able to take some of that burden off of our mana creatures might mean that we might be able to Chord of Calling a turn earlier. We also have a small white splash in the sideboard. Some of these cards would have been better off against some of the decks that might have just got banned, but I'm sure that a toolbox like this will come in handy. I really wanted to see how Yawg deals with this unstable meta. I think that having a deck with a lot of inevitability, like this one, could be a pretty good idea. A good way to attack the format, I think. This hand is really cool. We'll keep this one. Get to try out this Aether Vial tech. Haven't been incredibly impressed with it yet. Blackcleave Cliffs into Aether Vial. So this is Goblins. That's my guess. Ooh. Ooh. We have the combo. We just got to figure out the best way to get it onto the board now. Okay, end of turn we'll put the Bird of Paradise into play. And then on upkeep with the Aether Vial thing on the stack, we put Young Wolf into play with the Aether Vial. And then we can put Yawgmoth into play, and we got the combo thing going. We can kill their Snoop. Gotta kill the Snoop, that's important. Otherwise they could just win on their turn, right? And we got the land we needed too. Gonna kill their stuff. Make our Strangleroot Geist stronger. Attack them for 3. And next turn we have the Evolution to potentially win the game. We also can respond to anything they're doing by sacrificing Bird. Our opponent is a little bit salty here. Our luck is disgusting. I mean, you've all seen what my luck is like. Absolutely disgusting. Okay, so playing against Goblins. Plague Engineer for sure. As I recall, their combo is that they copy Snoop. Snoop copies itself a whole bunch of times, and then they just attack with a bunch of Goblins, or do they throw the Goblins at us? Because if they're attacking with the Goblins, Leyline of Sanctity does nothing, but if they throw the Goblins at us, Sanctity's not too bad. Hey there, handsome. Glad you're able to join us. How you doing today, bud? Think that we could bring in Abrupt Decay, because we're looking to kill their Snoop. They tap the Goblin to make the Goblin, so we're going to want to keep the Phyrexian Revoker in play. Yeah, so they tap the Snoop with Kiki Jiki on top of the deck. They make a whole bunch of Snoops. And then attack on... Okay, thanks. Thanks, Cherry. So we want to keep the Chupacabra. We want to keep the Revoker. The Gilded Goose, I think we can take out. We could take out one Messenger if we want to bring in one more card. What about Aven Mindcensor? Because they do a search thing, right? They search their library, put a goblin back on top. So if they only search the top 4, they might not find the goblin they're looking for. One land hand, and the only spell we can cast with it is Yawgmoth. We'll mull. Another one land hand, but this time we have Aether Vial and Bird of Paradise. I'm going to actually keep this one, and we'll get rid of a Strangleroot Geist. This is not the goblin you were looking for. Playing those Jedi mind tricks. More snow, you say? Oh man, and Snoop is already down. Speaking of disgusting luck. Okay, but we got a land off the top. So we're almost ready to Chupacabra that Snoop. We can put Strangleroot Geist in, attack, put the bird into play at end of turn, or Yawgmoth if we need to block. But probably has to be the bird so we can Chup the Snoop. And that's only if we get a chance. It's not guaranteed. They could just kill us, I think, this turn coming. Snow all over the place. Okay, Snoop reveals Snoop. Okay, they got the Thoughtseize. I think we put the bird into play in response so we have the mana. They're going to take the Chup. Almost certainly. But that means we get to keep the Geralf's Messenger, so we get to keep our combo. Or they might even take the Messenger, leave the Chup. We don't have the mana for it yet. I don't think they're going to gamble on us not drawing a land, though. Yeah, they take the Chup. Another Snoop off the top, revealing land. And their 2-drop is Munitions Expert, which kills our bird. Okay. That puts us behind. Alright, so we put this on the stack. We don't have any 2-drops currently. I'm just going to go ahead and use it and throw the Yawgmoth into play. If we draw a 2-drop, we can play it with our mana. And if we draw a land, we can play Geralf's Messenger. Okay, we're playing a very fair game here against our opponent. Let's see if they can combo out this turn. They have the Aether Vial at 3, so they can just go ahead and search up. Yeah, so they have the combo. They go get the Harbinger. They cast Harbinger. They go get Kiki Jiki. So I think we still win if we draw Eldritch Evolution. No, because they copy a Bogart and then put the other thing up on... yeah. So this is actually GG. We're not going to make them go through it. So the Leyline of Sanctity could give me 1 turn. It would keep them from throwing the goblins at me, but they would just, yeah, make the goblins at end step and attack anyways. I don't think that's really a winning line. I think that we're more interested in what we have on deck. Interesting hand. Yeah, we keep this. The Urborg makes a Twilight Mire here quite strong. Outwin them? That sounds like a good plan, Handsome. We're going to go with that plan. Have a great day, Charles. Thanks for stopping by. We'll play the Twilight Mire first. No reason to give them free swamps with the Urborg. Opponent does use the black manas. Opponent with no play on turn 1, and we have all the Strangleroot Geists. We're playing Geists for days. We're just going to turn our creatures sideways, put a Plague Engineer on Goblin, win the game that way. Seems like a solid plan, I think. There's a Snoop. Maybe we just go ahead and Abrupt Decay that. Get it out of here. Instead of letting them potentially win next turn. Plague Engineer on Goblin. I think that I agree with you there, Handsome. Abrupt Decay immediately. Don't lose the game. Yo ho ho, last god. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, we have the Aether Vial to flash in the Engineer. I'm probably going to just go ahead and put it into play immediately so that we can get rid of this Matron as a blocker. Oh, Eldritch Evolution, though. So, let me think about that. We evolve the Geist into Yawgmoth. Yeah, they have Kiki in hand. We probably just stick with the plan, right? The plan is pretty good. Strangleroot Geist, attack. If we Eldritch Evolution a Strangleroot Geist, it becomes stronger. What would we go get that would be like so strong that it's better than just playing Strangleroot Geist? No, we only have the one Plague Engineer. Could go get Aven Mindcensor. Could get Geralf's Messenger. I don't think Geralf's Messenger necessarily increases the clock too much. I kind of like just Strangleroot Geist attack. This is lethal next turn. Don't care if they have Kiki Jiki in hand. Yeah, there we go. This hand is okay. We're on the play, right? Yeah, we can keep this on the play, I think. We got double Roll of Roots, so these Chords of Calling are going to be very strong. Opponent is mulliganing here to 5 cards. Could mean that they have unfortunate luck. They're mulliganing to 4 cards. Could also mean that they're playing Thran. Okay, they've mulliganed to 4. Brutal. Let's play the Temple Garden tapped. And pass on. No play from the Wooded Foothills here. I think we'll Twilight Mire Wall of Roots. Twilight Mire was a great draw here. It's going to let us Geralf's Messenger next turn. Definitely not prepared for Wall Tribal. Lol. Okay, so we're playing against Dredge. Dredge is a tough one. I normally have Scavenging Ooze in the main, but I do not have that in this version. So we would have been able to Chord of Calling for a Scooze this turn and have 1 mana up during their turn. That would have been pretty great. As is, I think we probably just stick with the plan. Wall of Roots into Geralf's Messenger. Okay. Pass on. We're 2 turns away from combo. They get rid of Forgotten Cave. They got a Smiting Helix, so they could kill something. I don't think that's a big deal. So let's see here. I play Strangleroot Geist with a Wall of Roots, and then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I can immediately go get Yawgmoth. But if I go get Yawgmoth during their upkeep, I think we actually win the game. So we Wall of Roots, Strangleroot Geist, attack for 5, and then next turn we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we can go get Yawgmoth after they're at a lower life total, and we kill them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Love that, how the bee turned into the shades. Here we go. Time to kill. I don't think they're going to have any way to respond to what I'm doing. If they have Lightning Axe, we're going to look like a bit of a fool. But I think we just got it here. Does Dredge normally play Bolt in the main? Target sack. Target sack. Just got to make sure that we don't screw up the combo here. Does take a few clicks here and there. Okay, they're choosing to respond here with cycling a Forgotten Cave. And they concede. They saw that we were going for a combo win there after a moment, and weren't able to find what they were looking for. Scavenging Ooze comes in. We really don't have very many options for this matchup. It looks like we have Scavenging Ooze, and that's about it. We could potentially bring in Plague Engineer. Dredge usually either plays the new Ghoul or Bloodghast. So Plague Engineer can just keep those off the board forever. They were looking for a quick conflag. I think you're right. Lava Axe if they got it. Could probably take out the Gilded Geese again. They're one of the cards that I look at taking out quite a bit. They're absolutely the worst mana dork in the list. We have these nice Aether Vials to give us a bunch of mana, but Gilded Goose can do a lot of work in some matchups. If the opponent has Wrenn and 6, for example, or if they have a Lava Dart, or if they're burning us out and we want to gain life, then Gilded Goose, that's the time it shines. This hand is kind of yuck. We get the Aether Vial in on turn 1. Turn 2 we do nothing. Turn 3 we potentially Eldritch Evolution. Yawgmoth combo. I'm not a fan of this hand, but it might work. I think a random 6 is probably going to be better. But being able to evolve the Dryad Arbor into Scavenging Ooze, I don't know. I'm going to mull. We have a 1-land hand here. We have Aether Vial. This hand isn't too great either. We'll just get rid of the Cutthroat. And if opponent has a good start, then... ooh, Pithing Needle to start. Is that going to name Aether Vial? I don't know, handsome. I've never thought of that. I have never had that come up. That's a great question. We can take that stop off the opponent's upkeep now. And here comes Cathartic Reunion. Discarding the Ox and a Life from the Loam. Ox is getting close to being able to come out and play already. That's terrifying. But we draw the land. Good draw. Now, unfortunately, I don't think we brought in an answer to the Pithing Needle. So we're just going to have to kill them the old-fashioned way by turning creatures sideways. Yeah, Knight of Autumn, Abrupt Decay, and Assassin's Trophy, all still on the board. And I think this Ox is going to be good to go next turn. So we're probably going to be trying to get Scavenging Ooze out. Phyrexian Revoker. So if I revoke the Ox, is Escape an activated ability? Because if I Aether Vial in a creature, I can Chord of Calling Scavenging Ooze, but I can't eat anything. Alright, hold on one tick here. It says it's an alternative casting cost, not an activated ability. So we're not going to be able to get the Chord, the Phyrexian Revoker isn't going to stop the Ox, and the Chord isn't going to get the Scavenging Ooze fast enough. I think in that case we probably play Strangleroot Geist and attack for 5. Okay, so they're down to 8 here. We're putting up quite a bit of pressure. With the Phyrexian Revoker, we're looking at putting them down to 1. And then maybe we can finish them off with a Chord. Give us a bit of reach. We'll see what they do here with their turn. Looks like no Ox this turn. Yeah, they're going to Life from the Loam again. So they're giving us a bit too much time, I think. But we'll see what happens with the rest of their turn. So what do we name with the Phyrexian Revoker when we put it into play here, end of turn? There was a reason I kept it in. What was it? Do I just name their Shriekhorn? What if they had engineered explosives? Wouldn't that just be so awful? Does Dredge play engineered explosives? Birds of Paradise. Not really what I'm looking for here. So we attack in, put them to 1, say go. Okay, here comes the Ox. Do a whole big dredge thing. Hope they get a whole bunch of... what's the name? Well, we're just going to have to cross our fingers here. They're going to discard their hand and dredge a whole bunch. They got 2 Creeping Chills. Ugh. 3. Oh my god, they got all the Creeping Chills. Only 1? I thought there was more than that. There's like a whole bunch of Creeping Chills in the graveyard now. Why did only 1 go off? Maybe they discarded a bunch of them, and that's what happened? Okay, that's tapped. That's great. So we can attack in for damage. Okay, this gets us an extra creature. Get a Blooming Marsh for extra mana. Okay, so we need to attack with 2 creatures. We attack with Geist and Geist. I think that doesn't work. How do we get here? How do we win? 1, 2, 3. They take 3 damage. One of these things untaps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that's enough. Morning, Chuck. How you doing? Thanks for joining us. Phew. Okay, beat Dredge. This hand is interesting. I think I keep this, actually. Oh, yeah. Sell it for 4 ticks. That's great. But, I mean, I've used Bone Crushers as well, so I might just keep them in my library. Hands gots the hits. Our opponent is mulliganing here to 5 cards. And they play Bloodstained Mire. Take a look at that. What a pretty Magic card. You're saying that we're fighting against Jund here, huh? Good to know, good to know. Okay. So we have Mardu. What's the Stoneforge Mystic getting? Probably a Batterskull? Yep, Batterskull coming at us. Troublesome. 5-color slivers. When was the last time we played slivers? It wasn't that long ago. I mean, it was in Pauper, though. Okay, so we have Evolution, we have Cutthroat and Yawgmoth. We have almost everything we need. We can transform the Yawgmoth into... but that doesn't get us Yawg. Let's see what we draw. I'd love to just draw Yawgmoth here. Okay, another land. So it looks like our best play here is going to be to evolve the Yawgmoth. I think we evolve the Yawgmoth into Geralf's Messenger. We could also evolve it into... oh, that's sneaky, isn't it? We could evolve the Yawgmoth into a Phyrexian Ravager and then name Stoneforge Mystic. I really like that play. Let's go get Swamp. Are they going to respond? If they respond, then we can get something else. They don't. Okay, so we get the Phyrexian Revoker here. Stoneforge Mystic. Done. And pass the turn. Hope they don't have Fatal Push. Okay. Yeah, that's going to work. Maybe we should have just got the zombie instead of trying to be cute there. Oh no, they're going to terminate our Wall of Roots. Let's put the Cutthroat into play here. We'll gain a life. They'll lose a life. Yawgmoth. Huh. Yeah, if we had gotten that zombie, we would be on the way to winning here. Kill the germ. Get out of here. Attack for 2. Pass back. Aether Vial here is going to be pretty good for putting Yawgmoth into play for free. It's not too often you see Aether Vial used at ticking up to 4. Opponent only has 2 cards left in hand. They're tapping out for Lingering Souls. That's fine. They have one card left. Unfortunately, okay, it doesn't matter that they have more life than us. We have the evolution, so this should be a win. They need Path to Exile here. Let's see here. Put a counter on this, sacrifice this. Looks like they're F6'd. Okay, they're going to concede. Very nice. Thank you, opponent. That's very kind of you. They don't have to do that. They can let us go through the whole combo. And it is fairly click intensive, so sometimes that can take a long time to do. So let's see here. We can bring in Collector Ouphe, so they can't equip their stuff. We can bring in Knight of Autumn. That seems pretty good. Could bring in Mindcensor, so they can't search their deck. Abrupt Decay, I think, is fine. Kills the Stoneforge Mystic or a sword. Also kills Germ. The Phyrexian Revoker, I mean, it does have work to do. Chupacabra seems fine. Going to take out one of the messengers. Going to take out the Gilded Geese. We have one more cut to make. I almost don't mind cutting a Chord of Calling. I think that our creatures aren't going to be long for this world. So I don't want maybe the 4 chords. Maybe I just take out one of the Yawgs. I don't really like that either. I think I would rather take out Phyrexian Revoker and just keep in the Ouphe. Just taking a moment here to decide what the last cut is going to be. Actually, I also really like Plague Engineer to kill their spirits. Because we saw that they're playing with Lingering Souls. So we can just name Spirit and they'll never get anything out of that card. It'll just be dead. I don't like this hand at all. It doesn't do anything until turn 3 and we're on the draw. Okay, this hand isn't great, but it's definitely better than what we had before. We'll keep. Let's see here. We have 4 lands, so we'll get rid of a land. The Khalni Garden here is actually pretty nice. We don't have a turn 1 play, so I think we'll just get rid of the basic forest here. Opponent probably has Path to Exile, so it'd be good to put some basics back into the deck. Gizlo, what's going on? Yeah, we're playing Golgari Yawgmoth with a light splash of white mana for some sideboard options. And we're playing against a Mardu Stoneforge Mystic deck. Ouphe is going to have a real hard time with Sigarda's Aid. Ouphe is good when you have when you're dealing against the Paladin, but Sigarda's Aid is going to get through it because it's the enchantment itself that is putting a trigger on the stack and attaching it. It's not, you know, like attaching for free, for example. Okay, so they got a Batterskull again, and we don't have any way to deal with it. We're just going to put Strangleroot Geist down and attack. That's all we got. Yeah, it's all good, Chuck. Okay, it looks like they might have no land drop here. Okay, so we're actually pretty close. We're going to use the Verdant Catacombs here so we can thin the deck a little bit. Play the Messenger and pass. And then we're just looking for a way to get this Zulaport Cutthroat and Yawgmoth go to town. I'm going to get basic Swamp here just to preserve the life total. Kind of bad with Urborg. If we attacked, they would have put Batterskull into play during our attacker step and blocked. So we're just going to keep the Strangleroot Geist healthy. It might actually be interesting to block it here. I think we can last for another turn or two. Let's keep the Strangleroot Geist back. We'll block on another turn. If we get the opportunity. Who knows what they could have in hand. If they have some more swords in hand, we're going to be in trouble. Thoughtseize. Oh, they get our Cutthroat here. Nothing we can do about that. We do have more life than the opponent, though. So if we draw Yawgmoth here, I think we win. Chord of Calling. That gets us Yawgmoth, right? We have enough mana for it. I think we win. They don't have Path up, so I think that's the only way they could actually interact with us right now because we have the plant. I mean, like, Lightning Axe would work, I guess. Young Wolf. Too bad I can't play that. Let's see here. Put a counter on Geralf's Messenger, sacrifice Geist. Okay, so they're reacting. We put a counter on Geralf's Messenger, sacrifice the plant. Oh, I think this actually does stop our combo. And then we can sacrifice the Messenger again. Okay. So they do interact with our combo there. They did stop us. And their attack here is actually kind of strong, but we got the Knight of Autumn. Oh, we don't have white mana, though. No white mana for the Knight of Autumn. Yeah, we'll just take this. Actually, we could block with Strangleroot Geist. And then we don't lose the life, and then we get to play Strangleroot Geist. And then we could maybe sacrifice whatever they block. And they don't gain life here because of Yawgmoth. Okay. Should have probably put the counter on the Messenger there. I think that was a mistake. Don't put it on the Germ. I should have put it on my Messenger. That would have reset it. Okay, they're going to Lightning Bolt my Messenger. Okay. So yeah, in that case, actually, this is the better way to go about it. Put a -1 counter on the Germ. Sack this. Okay, so we can go get white mana, which means we can kill the Batterskull. And then we can play Strangleroot Geist. We don't actually have the win with Yawgmoth and Strangleroot Geist. So I think I just like getting rid of the Batterskull here. Okay, get in for the extra 1 damage here. And we win the match. We have 2 lands. They're kind of awkward, but we can keep this. Ideally, we'd like to draw another colored land, not Urborg. Starting with a Shriekhorn right away. But we won't lose too much momentum if we don't. Okay, so we're just going to play the Twilight Mire pass. Okay, no hits here. Dredge, how fast can they kill us exactly? One of the better cards, surprisingly good cards that Dredge has available for us is Creeping Chill, because we want to have more life than the opponent. So Creeping Chill is a 6-point swing. Okay, Gilded Goose is good for Chord of Calling, and it's good for 1 mana at some point. Opponent hasn't hit too well, but they finally found a Dredger and Stinkweed Imp. Stinkweed Imp replaces itself and finds Bloodghast. So our luck couldn't hold out forever there. They were bound to get something at some point. Prized Amalgam will be coming back here. We're not going to have a ton of time. 1, 2, 3, 4. We can put in 2 Strangleroot Geists. We can Chord of Calling for Yawg. If we get land, we can maybe put Geralf's Messenger and Strangleroot Geist into play. Okay, they got a Creeping Chill. That knocks the life totals around here. That's bad news for us. Oh, and I think they're going to Conflagrate, kill our Gilded Goose, I think. Maybe even kill our Wall of Roots. I think they only get to hit 1, though. So at least they don't get to take both of our mana ramps away. Yeah, Conflag is killing the Wall of Roots. And they have no cards left in hand, but they discarded a Prized Amalgam, which is pretty good for them. Interesting. Eldritch Evolution. Okay, so I think we just play the Strangleroot Geist pass. We could play the Geralf's Messenger here, but then we don't necessarily have the 3 mana for the Eldritch Evolution later. It's not going to be easy. Possible, yes, but not easy. We get Geralf's Messenger into play next turn, and then combo out. it's a really tricky spot because we're taking a lot of damage now too, so we need to find the Cutthroat in order to combo properly. Aether Vial, that's not what we were looking for. Not at all. Okay, so we have a couple options here. We could put down another Strangleroot Geist. We could put down Geralf's Messenger. I think Geralf's Messenger is probably our best card to play here. It does open us up, but we're not going to be taking a ton of damage this turn coming up. Ooh, hold on a second. How many Blood Gas do they have in the graveyard? 3, so that's 6. 6 plus 6 is 12. So we definitely have to block. I think we just got to put the Strangleroot Geist into play. From the Crypt. Thanks a bunch for the raid, friend. How's it going? How you doing? What were you streaming? Yeah, Yawgmoth. Might not be the best deck in the format, but we love it. Thanks for the follow, Curd Bros. And with the bits from the Crypt. You lost to McWinsauce. I mean, with a name like that, how could they ever lose? I am definitely having a pretty hard time with this decision. Maybe I'm supposed to attack? I don't think so. Probably supposed to... But I want to keep this Geist alive, right? So I probably have to attack with it. We can bring in another Strangleroot Geist, block. This is such an awkward spot. We could attack in for 5, put them to 13, and then they attack in and kill us. I probably don't want to block with this Strangleroot Geist. I think I need it to combo. So we're going to attack with it. Uh-oh. That brings back... Okay, that brings back nothing. Mads, thanks for the follow, friend. Okay, this is nowhere near as bad as I had feared. We could probably just take this damage, right? We could take 6. Mr. Fahrenheit, thank you so much for the follow, friend. Chord for a Goose, play Messenger. I mean, if we're going to chord for a Goose, we might as well just chord for a, And no, I mean, we can't chord right now, for sure. We only have access to 2. Definitely taking quite a bit of time here on this one. We're in such an awkward situation. It's difficult to find the proper lines here. Stinkweed Imp. Okay. So if they find land, we are in so much trouble. We miss on land again. Okay, so we can Eldritch Evolution the Gilded Goose and make it into a Messenger. We could wait 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The Chord of Calling here is not too good. It only gets us a 2. But we could Chord of Calling, go get a Cutthroat, and then next turn We could evolve something into Yawgmoth. We wouldn't have anything to evolve into Yawgmoth, unfortunately. I think we're boned. Not drawing lands here has really hurt us. Even if we put the Geralf's Messenger into play here, we have too little life to do the combo thing. I don't think we're going to get out of this. We've still got a bit of time here for games 2 and 3, though. Uh-oh. Oh, the Creeping Chills. Okay, they just hit 2 of them. Yeah, that kills us. Okay. I mean, that was awkward. Let's bring in Plague Engineer, we'll bring in Scavenging Ooze, we can bring in the Knight of Autumn. And I think that's everything we bring in out of the board. Chupacabra is not that great. Take out one of the Messengers. Phyrexian Revoker is not great. The Gilded Geese aren't that hot. We could bring in Thoughtseize. Turn 1 Thoughtseize would be pretty good, but otherwise, not much. Not really. Kozilek is for mill, yeah. I would not expect to ever cast it. We're on the play. Not a great hand, but I'm going to try it. We have the Chord of Calling, so we can go get Scooze later. I'm going to try it. Don't let the memes be dreams. As soon as you show me someone who's cast a Scourge of the Skyclaves with Kicker, we can talk. I'm going to put a Verdant Catacomb into play so that we can thin the deck. We've got 4 lands in hand. We don't need to be drawing more lands. I mean, there must have been someone in the history of Magic who, at some point, cast a Scourge with Kicker. Mono Black Shadow Tron. Okay, here we go. How many Urborg Temple of or Tomb of Yawgmoth do you put in that list? Probably just 1, right? We draw the Scavenging Ooze off the top. I think we probably still just play the Wall of Roots, and we'll have plenty of mana for Scavenging Ooze next turn. We're going to want to just go get basic Forest, though, so we have access to plenty of green mana. This way we'll have access to almost, actually, yeah, we'll have access to the same amount of green mana next turn to use the Scavenging Ooze with. and we're not exposing the Scavenging Ooze to a Lightning Bolt or a Lightning Axe. Oh man, this is pretty strong from the opponent. They're going to be able to get the Bloodghast and the Prized Amalgam back. They only leave a Drakmalish Salvage left over in the graveyard. That Lightning Axe was so strong. Wow, opponent's not even done yet. I thought we had a good hand. Wow. Okay. We are in trouble. They're going to be putting 9 more power onto the board here. We never stood a chance. Ah well, we'll be done with this match soon, and we'll be moving on to our final match in a minute or two. Would have been nice to go for the double trophy run, but looks like it's not in the cards today. So that's 9, 10, 11, 12. They're coming in for Xaxes already. We can block the Bloodghast, eat the Bloodghast. We go to 13. We take 10, go to 3. And then we can't do anything. We don't have any way to deal with this board. And opponent doesn't really have much in the way of creatures here. Oh man, are they going to do an Ox thing now? Yeah, they're going to do an Ox thing. Wow. Turn 3. This is some modern going on right here. Gotta love this format. Totally fair and balanced. And that's lethal. We have to block a Prized Amalgam here to go to 1. Not into that. Yeah, we keep this, I guess. I'm not too impressed with it, but we got an Aether Vial on 1. We have Yawgmoth. And Wall of Roots turn 2. So we're going to have Planeswalkers, and we're going to have Scapeshift, I guess, Omnath, that kind of thing. Niv-Mizzet, maybe. Chord of Calling is interesting, especially with Wall of Roots to make the manas. So we can make Yawgmoth next turn, put the Phyrexian Revoker into play with Aether Vial. Chord of Calling goes and gets one of our dudes. Oh, we have Chupacabra to kill the Dryad. That's wicked. Eldritch Evolution on top of that. Okay, we're getting somewhere now. I think I want to Chupacabra the Dryad, though. Let's get that out of here. Who plays Chupacabra in Modern? Okay, we'll just pass here. We're holding up Revoker. If they put a Planeswalker onto the stack, we can put the Revoker into play at instant speed. Okay, it looks like they're going to do a whole lot of nothing. I think we still put Revoker down. It's extra mana with Chord of Calling. It's extra power on the board. We just have to figure out what we're going to name with the Revoker. Probably Renin 6. Let's take a quick look at what their list looks like. Oh, they don't really have Planeswalkers. Primetime, Omnath. Oh, this is an old list that has Uro. Sakura Tribe Elder. So yeah, there's not really too much here that we can even hit. We could maybe go for Windswept Heath. No, we can't because it can't name lands. Yeah, there's not really any good names here. So I think we do just name Renin 6, even though I don't see on their old list them having it. Maybe they've changed things around a little bit since the banning. Could also just name land, like Misty. I don't mind that. No, I can't name land. It's not Pithing Needle. Another Chord of Calling off the top. So we can chord for 7 here. Or we could attack and then chord for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go get a 2. I don't really want to Eldritch Evolution at all. That sounds way bad. Probably just lose my my creature, get the spell countered. So we'll go get a 2-drop with the Chord of Calling here, and then we can put Yawgmoth and Eldritch Evolution into play. So we're looking at a win pretty soon. But that entirely depends, again, on what the opponent does here. Maybe they have something wicked that's just going to end the game, like this Bring to Light here. Cast with 5 colors, so I can go get, what, Niv Mizzet or something? I don't think we actually have any answers with the Chord of Calling. We can't stop them from searching. Can't stop them yet. That's a card from the sideboard. Okay, so they're going for the Supreme Verdict. So they're going to go ahead and wipe our board. We could Chord of Calling, go get Geist, and that'll come back. X is 2, okay. Go get Strangleroot Geist. And a Messenger. I think that wins. Aether Vial. You are doing some work. Just when I was down talking Aether Vial, it wins the game for us. Target sack. Okay. Now we just got to make sure we do this proper. Target, sack. Target, sack. Target, sack. Okay, opponent's seen enough. We're going to want the Aven Mindcensor, probably Veil of Summer, Leyline of Sanctity, actually, I think protects us from Valakut. But I don't know if that's really the way we want to go. They can just kill all of our creatures with Valakut and then kill us with Titan. So I don't think Leyline is the way to go here. I'm going to take another quick look at the list that they were playing a while ago. Omnath, Primetime, Scape Shift. Okay, so yeah, it's like a Scape Shift deck. Bring to Light, Scape Shift. Yeah, that's an interesting point. This is the list that came up for us. So yeah, they had Titan, Scape Shift, Bring to Light. But this is the deck that they were playing before. It's not the list they're playing today. Still got a minute and a half. We could bring in Abrupt Decay to kill their Dryad. We might want to bring in Assassin's Trophy for the same reason. Definitely taking out the Phyrexian Revoker. We could take out one of the Messengers. We'd take out a couple of Evolutions because they have counter magic. Take out a Gilded Goose. We could bring in Knight of Autumn. It's actually another way to kill the Dryad. Okay. I keep this hand. This is good enough. Turn one bird. Opponent looks like they are mulliganing. Yeah, that's what we killed first game with our Chupacabra, I think. Dryad makes the Valakut Scape Shift combo pretty easy. You only need 6 lands instead of 7. Okay, they're going for the classic Bolt the Bird play. And our lands are awkward. We're just going to play a bird and pass again. We do have land to play, fortunately. But not really the land I want to be playing. Urborg gives them access to black mana. Makes it a little bit easier for them to do their thing. Veil of Summer. That's cool, but how are we supposed to keep it, like, up? I think that we probably just play Geralf's Messenger. The Urborg here only producing black mana means the Strangleroot Geist is a bit awkward. No land this turn, unfortunately. Okay, there's Steve. Everyone's favorite Ninja Turtle. Okay, I think that I go ahead and Eldritch Evolution here. Turn the Geralf's Messenger into a Aven Mindcensor, and we go from there. Okay, thanks a lot for the follow, friend. M Star. Yeah. Maybe we should have Eldritch Evolution first, and maybe they would not have responded with a Sakura Tribe Elder fetch, and we could have got them. Because we know the damage wasn't going to go through, so we should not have bothered attacking. We should have just used the Eldritch Evolution immediately. And they might have missed on the island that way. Yeah, that's what we should have done for sure. Alright, let's take a look at what we got here. We could just get Yawg here and try and go for the win, but I think we want to try and not die. Opponent has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lands and 3 cards. Could they kill us? I guess if they go ramp spell, land ramp spell into Scapeshift, they could kill us. If I get the Aven Mindcensor, that's a bad play if they have Lightning Bolt. Alright, we're going to go for it. If they had Lightning Bolt, I think they would have killed our bird. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Chord of Calling gets a 2. Slaughter Games. Check this out. If an opponent would search a library, that player searches the top 4 cards instead. Slaughter Games is only going to look at the top 4 cards of my library. Also my hand, but they name Yawgmoth, so they get the Yawgmoth out of my hand and any Yawgmoths out of the top 4. So it looks like Slaughter Games here was a 4 mana Distress. Okay, not great. We could cast the Strangleroot Geist and attack for 8. That's a 2-turn clock. I think that's probably our best play. We have another Geist to play. If they kill the Messenger, they get to live. If they combo out, they get to live. But Mindcensor is going to make it difficult for them to combo. Prime time, okay. That looks at the top 4. You get to block Messenger. Oh no, they got the Khalni Garden? What a great hit. They have 2 lands on the top 4. One's a Khalni Garden, which is going to let them survive a turn. Or make an extra block, I mean. Aether Vial, not hot. Let's see here. So we can attack them for 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're missing 1 mana to Chord of Calling for Yawgmoth to win the game. So we probably want to keep the Messenger back. I'm thinking play Gilded Goose, play Aether Vial, hold up Veil of Summer, hold 1 turn, and then next turn Chord of Calling, and win the game. We're going to want a blocker. The blocker doesn't matter. So we're going to want to attack with Aven Mindcensor, play Goose, play Vial, next turn Chord of Calling for Yawgmoth. Okay. Can we get another turn? We have Vial of Summer to try and protect us. Okay, it looks like something big here. Bring to Light. Gonna look at the top 4 cards. They found something. Whatever it is, they're loving it. They gotta pay extra mana. What is going on? What do they find? Did they find another Bring to Light? They found another Bring to Light. Cast with 0 colors. Nice. Okay, so they attack with Prime Time. They have 1 mountain currently, so we're not worried about them doing Valakut things. We'll just take the 6 here. Steam Vents is a mountain. They have 1, 2, 3. No, that's not a mountain. They have 2 mountains so far. They're tapped out, so we should have it. I mean, we should have it just with the attack, right? They block here, and then they take 6. The extra 2 being from the Strangleroot Geist in hand. Concedes. Okay, 4-1 with the Yawgmoth combo. Fantastic. Definitely appreciate that after the 0-3 that we started with. The Yawgmoth combo deck, as most of you know by now, is my favorite combo deck, my favorite deck, period, in Modern. Not the best deck, but it's just so much fun to play. It's like you're building a puzzle every time you play Magic. I think it's just one of the most fun decks available in Modern, for me personally anyways. I really like the way that it plays the game, both having the angle of playing creatures and turning them sideways, but also having a very strong combo. I really loved it when we had Once Upon a Time, but I really like that it's continued to see a bit of play after the card was banned. The Aether Vial was surprisingly good. When I first saw the card put into some lists, I was definitely leery, but I think that it's very strong being able to throw down a Yawgmoth, cannot be countered, don't have to spend any mana on it, and then you can use your mana for your Eldritch Evolution or Chord of Calling. Oh, absolutely. I think that that's also one of the difficulties of the deck, especially if you're playing in paper. When I'm playing online, I don't have to worry too much about my my clock, right? Like, in the sense that a judge isn't going to come over and tell me that I have to make a play, is what I mean. I would definitely see myself being in that situation in a paper tournament. A judge would be coming over, handing me warnings because I was slow playing. But playing it on online, we can take as much time for our decisions as we need, as long as we don't take all the time. Chess clock is very much like your life total. The last second is the one that really counts. Grislow, it looks like you were trying to put a link up. If you send me a whisper, I'll take a look at that. All right, we're going to be doing a raid in just a minute here. If anyone has any questions, go ahead and throw them up in chat. We're going to be giving a raid to our friend, Basic Landshark. I have no idea what that is. Huh. That is interesting. That's a cool card. I think personally I like Spellskite a little bit more, but that's a really cool card. I think that it could definitely have some uses. It could see some play in some decks. Being able to flash it in to protect your creature from whatever. It seems decent. Back to Twitch. Sultai Shinobi. Oh, that's something I never heard of. Gonna have to check that out. Okay, that's a great question. The most difficult matches for this deck, I find that Burn and the various prowess decks are quite difficult. We generally want to have more of a life total than our opponent. So if they're pressuring us with bolts and just attacking us turn after turn, we're having to use our creatures to block. So they attack our game plan in a way that makes it very difficult for us to win, but still definitely doable. Thran can be difficult, but I find that most of the time our combo just works a little bit better than some of the other creature combos that Thran trounces. Also, control decks can be quite difficult. The Aether Vial is a pretty nice tech for that, and it makes it a little bit easier for us to deal with the control decks. But I would definitely say that they're one of the harder ones. And some decks that are just like crazy fast. So like the combo decks that were available to us just a week ago would have been quite troublesome. I hope that everyone enjoyed the stream. Thanks everyone for stopping by, and I hope you have a wonderful day.